Welcome to 10-Minute University, the channel where we break down powerful ideas in about the time it takes to drink your coffee. In today's video, we're going to explain everything you need to know about credit cards, how they work, how banks make money from them, and how to use them without falling into debt. Credit cards are everywhere. Most adults have at least one. Many people have 3, 5, even 10. And every day, billions of dollars are spent using them. But here's the strange thing. Most people use credit cards every single day without really understanding how they work, which is exactly how banks like it, because when people don't fully understand credit cards, they often make mistakes. And those mistakes can be very profitable. So let's start with the basics. A credit card is essentially a short-term loan. When you swipe a credit card, the bank pays for your purchase. You then owe the bank that money later. It's basically borrowing money with the expectation that you'll pay it back. At the end of the month, you receive something called a credit card statement. This statement shows everything you spent during that billing cycle. Then you typically have about 3 weeks to pay it back before interest starts being charged. If you pay the full balance before that deadline, you usually pay 0 interest, which means the bank basically loaned you money for free. But if you don't pay the full balance, that's when things start getting expensive. Credit cards usually come with something called an interest rate. This is often called the APR, or annual percentage rate. And many credit cards today have interest rates of 20% or even higher, which means if you carry a balance, the amount you owe can grow surprisingly fast. Let's look at a simple example. Imagine you spend $1,000 on a credit card. If you only make the minimum payment every month, interest will continue building on the remaining balance. Over time, you could end up paying hundreds of dollars more than the original purchase, sometimes even double the price. This is one of the main ways credit card companies make money, but interest isn't the only way. Banks also make money from transaction fees. Every time you swipe a credit card at a store, the store pays a small percentage of that purchase to the credit card company, usually around 2 to 3%. That means banks make money every single time you swipe your card, even if you pay your balance in full every month. Now, here's something interesting. Credit cards can actually be extremely useful if you use them correctly. In fact, many financially savvy people use credit cards for almost everything. Why? Because of something called rewards. Many credit cards offer things like cashback travel points, airline miles, hotel points, and sometimes even large sign-up bonuses. This is essentially the credit card company giving you a small reward for using their card, but there's a strategy behind this. Banks know that rewards encourage people to spend more money, and the more people spend, the more money banks make through transaction fees and interest. Another important concept when it comes to credit cards is something called your credit score. Your credit score is basically a number that represents how trustworthy you are with borrowing money. Banks use this number to decide things like whether you can get a loan, what interest rate you qualify for, whether you can rent an apartment, sometimes even whether you can get certain jobs. Using a credit card responsibly can actually help build your credit score, but using it irresponsibly can damage it. Your credit score is influenced by several factors: how often you pay bills on time, how much credit you're using, how long you've had credit accounts, and whether you've missed payments in the past. One of the biggest mistakes people make with credit cards is treating them like free money. Because when you swipe a card, it doesn't feel the same as handing over cash. Psychologists call this the pain of paying. When you pay with cash, you physically see the money leaving your hands. But when you use a credit card, that feeling is much weaker, which makes it easier to overspend. And this is another reason credit cards are so profitable for banks, because people tend to spend more when they use them. But credit cards themselves aren't good or bad, they're just tools. And like any tool, they can help you or hurt you depending on how you use them. So what's the smartest way to use a credit card? There are a few simple rules. First, never spend money you don't already have. If you wouldn't buy something with cash, don't buy it with a credit card. Second, try to pay off the full balance every single month. This completely avoids interest. Third, keep your credit usage low. Experts often recommend using less than 30% of your available credit limit. And finally, always pay your bill on time. Late payments can damage your credit score quickly. And real quick, if you're enjoying this video, take a second to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps the channel grow and helps more people discover 10-Minute University. All right, back to credit cards. Another question people often ask is whether credit cards are better than debit cards. The answer depends on how they're used. Debit cards spend money directly from your bank account. Credit cards borrow money from the bank temporarily. Credit cards usually offer better fraud protection, rewards, and credit building. But debit cards can help people avoid debt because you can't spend money you don't have, so each has its place. The key is understanding how the system works. Credit cards are not inherently dangerous, but misunderstanding them can be. When used responsibly, they can help you build credit, earn rewards, and manage expenses. But when used carelessly, they can lead to long-term debt. Understanding how credit cards work gives you an advantage most people don't have. Because once you understand the system, you can use it to your benefit instead of falling into its traps. Thanks for watching 10-Minute University, where we break down powerful ideas in about the time it takes to drink your coffee. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next lesson. And if you have an idea for the next topic we should explain, leave it in the comments below. Your suggestion might become the next video. And speaking of the next video, in the next episode, we're going to talk about something almost everyone struggles with: procrastination. Why your brain avoids important tasks even when you know you should be doing them. And once you understand the psychology behind procrastination, you'll finally understand why it happens.